Alrighty, night. Hey, welcome everybody to the BearThoughts podcast. We usually do this every Wednesday at 5 o'clock GPT time, but don't check that thing right now because it's Thursday. We're doing it because, well, I had a plumber over in my house yesterday. Unfortunately, first house repairs are always so expensive. Oh, goodness gracious. He literally left around after he was done. He left probably around, I want to say 12, almost 1 o'clock. Got here around 11. Got here around 11:30. Left around 1 or 12. Apparently, he had to fix his pedal for his snake. I didn't know they even had pedals. I thought it would just turn on and feed it. But what do I know?
He has an old school one that's pedal powered.
Gotcha. It was it did take up a lot of time. He had pulled up a lot of black stuff, which we think are probably from the rust. Because we live in a really old home, so we had to get that fixed. I can make sure you're loud enough. Let me turn you up a little bit more.
Okay. I was talking to Stealthy because I had sound, but she was saying she didn't, so she's trying to figure it out. Anyway.
All right.
So yeah, I've dealt with a bunch of BS at work this week, but it has forced me to be a better me to the point that my production has tripled in the last 2 days.
Well, I don't want to get into it, but my brain is.
We won't get into it. Let's just say, even my users are going, "Hey, man, sit down, take a breath."
Yeah, and try to keep that up for as long as you can, but eventually that's going to wear thin. So for those who work with him, I know some of you are viewers here. Bear with him. He's going to try his best. Man, I wouldn't be able to do that. I'm sorry. I've worked at factories before, and you best believe if anyone got in my face and said what they were said to you, they would have ended with a busted lip, and I would have walked out with a smiling, with a firing slip in my hand, and saying it was worth it. It was fucking worth it.
I'm not worried about it. Like, I legitimately don't care because what he's doing two things. He's shooting himself in the foot, and he's giving me a pay raise.
Tell him what we found out about the alternator.
Oh, here's your good one. So, I told you that I was still trying to figure out Stealthy's car situation, right? Her car.
Yes.
So, the battery
and the alternator are both touching good.
Huh?
Remember, the alternator was testing good
until recently.
Yeah.
So the battery and the alternator up to it.
We disconnected for a second there, but we're reconnected.
Okay. So we took it back to the place we got it. They tested it, and because they have an older analog type of tester, was able to charge it back up. Now, this happened twice.
Okay.
So the second time, I'm thinking, well, wait, before I put it on this time, since there's a charge in it, I'm going to hook my unit up to it. Sure as shit, my unit sees a battery. So what that tells me is the battery was dying to a point that my tester didn't even read there was a battery there.
Okay.
So I let it charge, get fully charged. Anybody knows anything about automotive batteries, this thing was at 14.4 volts sitting there with nothing running. That's good. That's really good. So I go over there, rollover's here. He's standing out there with me. I slap the battery on the car, and there's no keys in the car. There's no ignition, no nothing, but smoke starts coming out of the car. So look, the rollover said, "What the hell is that?" So he looks over there. He says, "Your alternator's smoking and it's not even on." I was like, "Oh, I popped the fucking cable back off and it stopped." So long story short, 3 years ago we replaced this alternator.
Yeah.
Had a 3-year warranty. Warranty went out last month. Alternator's dead.
Good timing.
So I have to buy a new alternator for it, but it tells me for sure that it was the alternator causing the issue.
Okay.
So when I replace the alternator, I'm going to go ahead and replace the serpentine belt. That way there's absolutely no reason for it not to be charging like it's supposed to. And that should take care of that car's issue. And might even take care of the squeak / little bit of smoke we was getting every now and then problem, because it was probably the alternator causing it.
Yeah, and if you would have picked up on it just a couple months back, That'd have been a good time to warranty that thing.
Right. But anyway, the point is that we know what it is now. We're gonna get it fixed and get it. I'm gonna get it replaced. I mean, I'll pull it off, put a new one on it, be done with it. And I have exactly what's today? Thursday. I have exactly 10 days
To
Fix
get it
it.
fixed?
Yeah,
Well, hope it don't rain.
because the kids go back to school in 10 days.
Oh, well, that's always fun. Going back to school, are they? Well, I bet they're excited.
Well, here's the kicker. It
Mm.
has to be fixed because normally, if this would be last year, one vehicle would be fine. But Soren is going to a different school from his brother this year, which means he has to ride with me in the mornings.
Oh, okay. And
So we have to have both vehicles.
and I'm assuming there's no bus that will come out to y'all from that school.
That's the point. The bus is a bus pickup at my job. So he's riding in with me and getting on the
Oh.
bus and then getting off the bus at work and then coming home with me.
Well, I you best believe he better not have any bad reports or anything bad to say because he's going directly to the source of his punishments. You got an F on a report card? Hey, hello, little man. Why you look so down? Oh, that's why you're looking down. Come with me. Get on the car or get on the bus or get in the vehicle.
No, it's more like the server room is soundproof, boy. Come with me.
No one can hear you scream where we're going.
It's a fucking bunker.
Goodness gracious. I would not want to report to my disciplinary the moment I got from school if I was getting
You
trouble.
know what the other thing about our server room is? I would never do this,
Mhm.
but if I ever needed to really incapacitate a stealthy, I could throw her in there and I would have no problem because it is also the temperature of a meat locker on instant access because the servers are in there. So she would just clam up. It's the pain.
Heat. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, so man, servers. I'm still wanting one of these things. I got the video. I wanted to try with you the anime video. I got it all ready. So whenever we have like a day and time to record
Yep.
that, I have it up
New
and ready.
one, I got a new one coming. I'll show it to you when I get it.
Mm.
When I'm done doing all the other stuff we discussed earlier, I was told that I could keep it forever. So it's gonna be my media server.
Ooh,
Like
fun.
when I say media, I mean you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's already packed. Like, is it already good to go, or do you still need to buy some things yourself?
Oh no. This was our production server for our ERP system. Yes, it is good to go.
It's good and packed. Okay.
Yeah.
You kind of let that one slip. We're kind of going to the radar on that one. Hope he don't watch this one. So yeah, let's. I hope you get that good and going. Hope you get it done within a year because I wouldn't want to be doing it for even longer than that. Okay.
Honestly, I shit you not. I have enjoyed going above and beyond the past 2 days.
Mhm.
Really have. People don't realize it. I've enjoyed it for 2 reasons.
Mm.
1, my days goes by faster. 2, I love making someone look like a fool.
Spite has no fury. But then again, you're not a woman, so you're going above and beyond to go for just for that. And again, if I had that in my past jobs, I wouldn't even go that far. There's no way in hell. There's no way. So okay. So what you been doing this past week other than dealing with your job and fixing vehicles? Have you got any new hobbies? Got any new prints done?
I've actually been working on. You remember the issue I told you I had with my model I had made?
Yes.
So I've been working on that. Found out how to select the objects and how to make them solid.
Mm-hmm.
The shitty part is to do it. Like I said, I have to separate all the individual layers.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I know which layers they are, and I can make them solid, but you have to go back and join them all manually afterwards.
You doing this in Blender, right?
Well, Blender and Mesh Mixer. I'm doing a
Okay.
combination.
All right. Because most people do the Blender thing, but I don't know how to work Blender. But you've also been fooling around with the VTuber stuff.
Yes, I have.
How is that going for you?
It's going pretty good. I've gotten pretty much for the software that I'm using.
Mm-hmm.
I've gotten pretty much pretty adept at making a basic model pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Now what I have to learn is two things. One, I found that there are accessories out there that are free to download that you can import into the thing and then add to your avatar.
Yeah.
So I need to find out exactly where and how to do that. And then two, found out that you can design your own accessories. If you save them in the proper format, you can also import those.
Okay.
So I've
So
got to figure out like all the design of your own starts with a basic sketch, and then you have to figure out your textures.
mhm.
The problem I have is figuring out what format to save the textures and the actual model in so that they'll import properly into the program. Once I figure that out, I can make you look any way you want to.
Okay, so for yours, since it's in more of a 3D design, mine is more of a 2D design. Do you have to do yours in 3D, a 3D model design it, or
If you save the model and the texture in the proper format,
Mhm.
it will generate the 3D object for you
Okay?
and allow it to be saved, and you can add it as an accessory to your character.
All right, so it'll give it like a bit of a form of death, a little bit to it, since
Yep. And then after it's generated, of course, you could go in. It has an kind of like an art piece to it where you can put highlights on it, shade it, and all that stuff too.
Okay, because with my program, I recently learned how to add gifts to it, where I'm able to, um, let's say someone did a command on my channel, the VTube program will pull up the GIF, and whatever it is, like one of the GIFs I saw a lot of people's channels is like it would pet the character's head, like a hand would show up and it'll start petting the character's head, and then after a while it'll disappear. And I added the for my I don't know if you saw them, but I with my new commands I got, where if somebody does now that they follow it, I write in on like on a nimbus or on a cloud with my VTuber character, and I got that gift that I made activated underneath my character. So when when he comes across the screen, you see me with on the cloud. But if I was doing my VTuber thing, I could have that cloud fly overhead or something like that. At any time, or a band-aid show up, or a little kitty cat. I got a bunch of little gifts in there, but I can import my own now as well. But those are gifts, so they're just 2D images.
Yeah, Stealthy's been working on some overlays and a emote that I want.
Yeah, I saw one of them. She's having a hard time figuring out how to get the background transparent. If you still need help with that, or if you want help with that, just let me know. I got you. So as long as you got it done, got the frames, you know what I can do. I just gotta make sure it actually works. The last time, for some reason, it wouldn't work for y'all. Even though I downloaded the file from the Discord myself, where the animation did for you, it came up to me just a regular GIF, but I don't know what's. I don't know if it's because it's on my computer already or what.
It pulled it down as a zip for me, and then when I unzipped it, instead of unzipping it to the GIF, it unzipped it into the individual frames.
That's so weird.
But anyway, yeah, we're working on one. We're gonna affectionately call it Phoenix Launcher.
Okay.
Because we were talking about the FF8 stream the other day, and then Lambino went off on a tangent with rocket launcher. We're gonna call it Phoenix Launcher, Phoenix Launcher, Phoenix Launcher. And it's gonna be an animated. It's gonna be an animated emote.
Mm-hmm.
And then, if my plans work the way I am hoping for them to work, October is going to be an interesting time to watch my streams.
Oh, okay.
there's going to be some horror fest going on, and hence some of the overlays that you're seeing being created by the lovely and talented Stealthy.
Okay. Well, a lot of people love the horror fests during October.
No.
She's scared of the flick.
No stuffing.
But then again, I have to be honest though. I have to be careful because I have like literally bruised someone the size of a 50-cent piece with this thing. It's a lethal weapon,
baby.
It's loaded. I thumped someone in the eye one time and they didn't see straight for an hour.
I wouldn't think I would be seeing straight either afterwards. I gotta find me. I got a couple games downloaded already on Epic that I could play during October. I don't know.
Well, here's my plan.
Mm-hmm.
If it works out, there will be the Quarry.
Mm-hmm.
There will be Madison, and there will be Fatal Frame.
Okay. And hope you have all your Final Fantasy game played through, and there's no like new Genshin Impact update during that time.
Well, no. If a Genshin Impact streamer event comes up during that period of time, I will not take part. This is something that I really want to do.
Okay.
If I'm not done with Final Fantasy by then,
hiatus.
There'll be a break.
Okay. I can see that.
But I really don't think it's going to take me to October to finish Final Fantasy. The reason I say that is I'm already almost done with disc 1.
Okay.
Like tonight's stream, when we pick up, we're going straight storyline through Dailing, doing all that bull BS because it needs to be done. I need to see my woman up close, and I haven't seen her up close yet. It's been taking me so long.
Yeah, that's something I need to get done too. It's called a paint booth. I've been wanting to paint my figurines, and I've just been dragging my feet with that.
Stealthy did some interesting research on our 3D VTubers.
Yes.
And we were trying to figure out how people are getting the arm animations and stuff to work like they're supposed to.
Yes.
Well, the specific software I'm using, there's a little device you can purchase that just sits right here.
Yeah. And
you can set the software to lock here. And if you set it to lock here, then all of this can move.
Okay,
because
so you don't need an Oculus Rift.
Right.
Huh. So does it sensor does it sense like your muscles or does it sense your hands?
No, it doesn't sense.
Connected. Okay, so say that again.
Okay, so what happens is this device was designed specifically to work with software. It doesn't actually transmit or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
The software just knows if I see this image of this device and they set it to lock here, then I lock the center point of the person there, which frees everything up to move because this point doesn't move. And that's how people are scratching their heads and picking their nose and all this shit because they're not locked like at the neck or the forehead or the waist. They're locked on this device that's just chilling. So everything else other than the device has free movement.
Okay, so does this connect to the computer at any point, the device?
Huh?
Does it connect to the computer at any
point?
Like
no, so it just hangs around. It just hangs around your neck. It doesn't do. You're misunderstanding. I don't think it actually does anything technological. I think when they built the software, they built it to recognize this object.
Okay, so could you just
if you have that specific object on and you lock the cameras to that object, then everything else in frame is free to move.
Okay, so I'm just saying here, if that object is just an image or something like that, can you just find a way to rig that without buying the device or buying the objects? Because sounds like a QR code kind of thing.
I guess you could, but that's not supporting the people that's making you good.
That's not very smart. I'm like, yeah, here's this object. Don't take it. Does it have any hardware in it? Nope, just a picture. That sounds like an NFT. Bad idea.
Well, here's the thing. They don't expect most people to have, 3D scanners and printers at home so they could just reproduce it, okay?
True. Yeah,
And I
that's
could be wrong. It may have some kind of technology to it, but when I was reading about it, what it was describing it does, the camera literally sees the object and you set, hey, this is what I want you to lock onto. And that's it.
Do you have to stay squared up the entire time, or can you actually
as long as it's in the camera, you're good.
Okay, so I'm imagining, right, if it's a focal point, it's immediately making a puppet tearing point. Like there's shoulders, usually there's elbow from shoulder, and then you have to kind of calibrate a little bit of it to figure out this is where joint A B is, and here's joint C, and once you have that, everything else is gonna be free movement because it's just point to point, point to point.
I'm sure there is a little bit of calibration because even with the facial, there was a little bit of calibration.
Yeah.
But once you get it calibrated, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, it's just, I have really narrow eyes and full scale of movements.
See, and that's one of the things I like about this software because it has smoothing and everything else in there. I can adjust the range of motion on mine.
I can't.
So
I just not very good at it.
If my motion isn't as dramatic as I think it should be, I can make it more sensitive and smooth it to where it has larger motion, but smoothly.
Yeah. There's a smooth scale on mine, and then there's a field of depth of it shows you the parameters of how wide and how narrow. Even if you don't make it narrow enough, it won't close your eyes. So you gotta make sure it's narrowed down to the the maximum. But you go all wide, all narrow, and you have a parameter from distance or space between to figure out where you're gonna. I'm squinting so it doesn't go immediately shut. It's open,
right?
Shut. I want it to squint. I want it to partially open. I want that full range. And smoothness is one thing, but if the camera's thinking or the program's thinking I'm closing my eyes and I'm just squinting, well then what's the point of it? I'm not blinking that much. I'm squinting right now. Can't tell.
Listen, you're a perfectionist. You're never gonna be happy.
No, I'm not.
Give up the whole trying to be happy and deal with what you can have.
If you give up and be happy. I still use it. I just I want to try to make it best I can.
I mean, here's an example. You can't always be moist now, can you? But you're happy either way. So shut up.
Oh man! Speaking of moist, when we did an anime video, there's one part that if it gets me in trouble, I will delete it from YouTube. But I'm gonna leave it at the very, 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 very end of the video. So if it does go, she thinks it's funny, and now she's mentally scarred because of it. I can't wait to show you because I'm hoping it makes you laugh. Because if I get away with it, I'm going for it. I've already did all the work I could to make. We're buffering.
All right, we're good.
So hoping get that little PC running because I need it. Then again, we are looking at. Okay, sell me on this real quick. You told me the other day to get me a wireless router separate from the modem they got for our internet, right? Okay.
Yes.
Now, I want to get rid of the modem altogether and get my own, right? And just buy a wireless router, wireless router combo with a regular router. But you're saying just get a wireless router by itself and just keep the one they got with here or they gave us. What would
it's up? Okay, so here's how it works. It's up to you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I try to go cheaper here because we're not gonna put a lot of money in.
I get
this
that.
again.
Here's the way this works.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if you buy a combo,
mm-hmm.
you have to realize you're buying basically two devices in one.
Yes.
And anytime you take two devices, cram them into one, and try to make them both function in the same hardware, you have the potential for fucking issues.
Okay.
Okay, because anybody that tells you that a router / modem doesn't have bleed over if the router is acting up a little bit, that it doesn't affect your Wi-Fi or vice versa, they're full of bullshit.
It's kind of like, shampoo and conditioner
One
in one.
can affect the other.
Mm.
And when you put them both in the same case, there's a higher probability of one fucking the other one. Okay?
Heat.
It's not just heat,
Mm.
it's settings. It's okay, so your modem's getting configurations from your provider, right?
Yes.
Okay, so what if they fuck up a configuration? Well, that modem is also now the same hardware that your Wi-Fi is running off of.
Okay.
So now that problem can bleed over into your Wi-Fi. If you have two separate devices, one of them fucks up modem. Granted, your Wi-Fi is probably not giving off anything because that's where it's getting internet from, but your router is not fucked. It's still fine.
Okay.
Now you have narrowed it down to a single device, and you don't have a tech support trying to go through, well, does your Wi-Fi do this or does your router do that? It doesn't matter. It's separate. This is the fucking problem. I've cut down your troubleshooting steps by half.
Gotcha. So it's primarily just
not to mention, if you have two separate devices, it's a hell of a lot easier to request a static IP assigned to the MAC of your router, which then allows you to be able to manipulate what ports are open and shut on your router, i.e., if you want to access your shit from somewhere else, you can set up a custom port number with your static IP and point it to the IP of the device you're wanting to get to. And unless somebody knows all that information, or you have a password that's like 2 fucking digits and they break it, they're not going to figure it out. And now you can access your shit from, I don't know, work.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody that does that, but from
Okay. So
you have more control.
I just want to get rid of their modem and probably just buy, like you said, a modem and a wireless router. Just 2 devices. I want to be able to put the wireless router in the hallway, so maybe it reaches some of the other devices a little bit easier, since the hallway is the middle of the place.
In your case, what I would do, find a modem that your provider supports.
Yeah,
because that's been a big pain in your ass since you moved there.
Makes no sense.
Put it in, get you a nice long Ethernet cable. Run it out there, right outside your door, right there.
Yeah.
With a little table. Sit your wireless router on it. Plug that motherfucker in, and now you have Wi-Fi all over the house.
So, okay, question. I have a bunch of Cat 5. Can that handle up to my speeds?
Okay, so Cat 5 what? Cat 5E, Cat 5?
Cat 5E.
Cat 5E. Okay, so Cat 5E, if I'm not mistaken, and I will double check real quick, it can easily do a gig throughput. But let's make sure before I say that.
Because I bought a ton of that a long time ago, and I'm supposed to do this whole entire house, but I've been lazy, but I'm gonna do that someday. But
all right, so
I have a lot of that.
Cat 5e is rated for a gig throughput.
Okay, maximum. Okay, so we'll not do it's not future proofing, but it's good enough for what I need.
Future proofing, but Cat 6 can do up to 10 gigs throughput.
Man, that's a huge difference. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, so I'm looking at a couple modems. I know you sent me that one modem, and of course I've looked up a couple of YouTube videos because I'm just curious, and I've heard people saying, screw doing that all that stuff, just make your own modem. I'm like, I am not that tech savvy to make my own modem.
Listen,
Probably easy though.
that takes a lot of fucking effort and a lot of component hunting and a shitload of soldering. I am in the world of IT. I do this shit for a living. There's no fucking way I'd build my own modem. Okay, no. Fuck that.
Yeah, I don't want to do it either. So I'm looking at a couple modems. Found one for like 175, which is not cheap, but it's way cheaper than this modem or any other dual modem out there that I could possibly get. I'm like, I can buy that and then buy a simple wireless router because we don't need a lot of high-speed wireless routing, honestly, because we're going to be just, connecting our TV and connecting our mobile phones.
Almost anything you buy now is going to have it at the least a gig throughput. So, it's about it's just about whether you want the future proof or not.
Yeah. This is my future proof. Well, was supposed to be. Oh, goodness gracious. I want to just hold it. Like, I just want to give this modem to them and go, hey, figure out where the shit's broken on your side that make this modem work. And when you're done with it, give it back. It's just be smart. I don't know. I don't know if that would work with them, but yeah, I just don't think that's going to, they very much even care. And of course, it could be my motherboard is going faulty because right now my USB keeps on disconnecting and reconnecting over and over and over again. Or it could be my USB port in front of it too. Could be that as well. I don't know. I don't really know what's going on anymore. It feels like the further life goes on, I feel like I'm getting less tech savvy because I'm trying to use this technology, not be the one to tech support it all the time. But I don't have the means right now to figure it out or the desire. But maybe someday. I'm just hoping we get the router fixed and all this disconnection stuff will fix itself. We were playing Paladins yesterday, and I didn't drop very much at all in my was it my ping? I think it was my ping. Yet I was still like every now and then rubber banding everywhere, and I was like, this used to never happen. Even my old apartment, I didn't rubber band this playing this game. And of course, that's what the other company, and this is supposed to be a better one. And I'm led to believe it's not the case. You gotta really be careful with that kind of providers, even if they are saying pretty good reviews online. I've learned my mistake here for sure. I shouldn't probably went with them.
There's more than just them. There's more than just you. There's a lot to all of that. There's the provider, there's the devices, there's the way you've connected the devices, there's the way you've built the devices, there's the way you have settings on the devices. I mean, there can be any number of things causing this issue for you. Honestly, with as much tech as you have, the thing that would have helped you the most was if you'd had, I don't know, a me there to set it all up the day you went to set it up.
Well, I had you for this, and this was so confusing.
Well, that's a different story. That is not the device's fault because we got into the device. We could have done stuff with the device, but your provider doesn't support that device.
Yeah, I even looked online the other day to go see like what the supported list is. They still have that on the list. I don't know why.
Well, then that's because somebody has failed to remove it.
Like, you might want to update this. If there's a way to leave a comment, let me leave one. I will leave it happily going, please. And if I contact them right now, like, we're supposed to support all of them. Like, I gotta look at your list of supported and approved modems. Like, but they always say on the website, we support all modems. No, you don't. No, you don't. Not no $400 modem.
They told you outright they didn't support it?
No, they told me they support all modems.
That's what I'm saying. They said they support all modems, but I thought you told me at one point
on the website. On the website, it says no longer supported. But then I went and checked the other day, and it says supported.
So have you hooked it up since they went back to supported?
Yep, still don't work. I'm like, yeah, y'all have something. Your information screwed up here. I'm sure I go back on there tomorrow and it'll probably be gone or something like that. I'm gonna check it right now. I'm just curious. It's gonna just pull up real quick here. It's off their list. Wow, that was quick. Yep, off their list. It's not even showing anymore. They're so confusing. I saw it yesterday. I just checked yesterday. They keep updating the dang thing or changing it, or maybe they saw me try to connect it. I don't know. Maybe they picked up on it.
Alabama bar again. He's trying to do that dumb shit. Turn it off. Hurry, quick.
I don't get it. Oh, anyways,
He's
okay.
been calling us saying, look, man, it's on the damn list.
So I'm sure you by now you saw the new update for the upcoming patch of Inazuma, or not Inazuma, for Genshin Impact, the new area.
Actually, no, I haven't.
You have not? Okay, so there's a bunch of spoilers online. Watch out if you don't want these spoilers. It looks wonderful. It looks beautiful. I'm loving the tropical look. I'm loving the way the characters. They've already released like 2-3 new characters already on the PTR.
There's gonna be three Dendros coming. I did see that.
Okay, I like guy with long ears. I don't know why, but I'm totally down for that.
I believe that's the 5-star, and the other 2 are 4 stars.
Okay, and of course, a lot of people are okay, so you might know this history because some people are unaffiliated with this history when it comes to certain cultures. But the emperor or empress of the land is a kid, or they call it a child, and a lot of people are upset about this. That you're going to be playing, and the emperor is or empress is a kid. Do you know why?
That's not out of the ordinary for that culture.
Exactly. Like there's a lot of people online not like, why is there a kid ruling the land?
Hell, if you okay, so you could even go and look at some cultures of Asia. They had child emperor. Why?
I think it's just we disconnected. I think it's just because people we're back, but I think it's because people just immediately see a kid and think that they are either ill-equipped or they should still have this childlike mentality to them. And I get that from American standpoint. You know, we want our kids to grow up, but in some cultures, kids are not allowed to have that comfort all the time. They got to grow up fast. They got to learn from almost the moment they can start walking and talking. They got to start being educated because they're in positions of power.
Because it's a family lineage. It's a blood tie type situation. Like, this family has always led this country. This family will always lead this country. When you're born, guess what, bitch? You're the leader. You better get to studying. Fuck Gaga, bitch. You better start speaking Latin. I want to know verse and chapter. Figure that shit out.
Like even the art of war is something you have to start learning at a young age. Military tactics and understanding political point of views and manners, and like, forget childhood. You don't get no childhood. So this kid is going to be well mannered. They're going to be act like an adult because they've been forced to play that role from moments of time they're going. So people are gonna be like, oh my God, why is a kid? Why are we playing as a kid? That kid's about to learn martial arts when he was 8. So like, this kid could probably whip anybody's ass almost as a full grown adult. So like, you're surprised that somebody like that to be in a position of power because they have to do these and know these things.
So I got a little piece of information from lore. And I may remember part of it. If I do, I apologize. But did you know that Lisa originally studied there?
Lisa? No, did not.
Also, did you know they didn't want Lisa to leave. They offered her a very high-ranking position in their government.
Bet.
And Lisa said, "Fuck this shit, I'm out."
And she wants her freedom. So, you know, that's she's a Mondstadt person through and through. She likes her freedom. And if you fuck with her books, she'll fuck your ass.
Yeah. Scream like a mage, bitch. Scream.
Return your library card. You're revoked. She's great. So yeah, that whole culture, you know, of course, like their culture of gathering of information. They have apparently a huge selection of books and knowledge seekers and those who want to learn things, but yet their area looks like a tropical rainforest.
Well, given that information about Sumeru
Mm-hmm.
and that Lisa was educated there, I would be very surprised if Lisa doesn't become part of the whole story with that shit.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't mind if they actually brought back some of the first original characters. Because when was the last time we dealt with Lisa? Literally the library incident, returning the books.
Yeah, right after she lit up the mage for her to fuck. Dude, I felt so bad for him because when the screen shut off to the right, and then you heard him scream, I was just like, I know what that means.
It was like one of those situations like, look away, you don't want to see this, and turn the camera. You don't want to see what happens next. Yeah, I wouldn't mind. They should have more stories rather than having, and I someone said this before, and I don't know if you agree with this. And I partially do, but sometimes I get the world's supposed to feel like it's alive and feel lived in. But I think they should use more of the characters that we already have establishments with them, like the main characters that we can earn to play, and have them be characters that guide us through the story or play with us through the story.
Which is kind of one of the things I liked about this event that they did.
Mm-hmm.
You had Kazuha, you had Jin, you had people that it wasn't like, oh, we'd never seen these people before. You've seen them a couple of times as you're traveling, you know?
Yeah.
So I immensely enjoyed that, but I'm going to tell you, Kazuha's the fucking man.
Yeah,
I don't care what nobody says. That bitch is the man. I'm so pissed right now. God, I was ranting on that shit the other day. I was like, I went through all the trouble of getting everything you need to take that bitch from 0 to 90 in a day. Everything. I mean, scrolls, all the leveling material. I mean, I even got the freaking stones made to go from 80 to 9, 70 to 80. Got everything. Got him a plus 90 orange weapon. No Kazuha. Instead, and I'm not gonna lie, I do love Kuching. I wanted her something bad, so it was a good consolation, but it's not what I was aiming for.
Yeah,
I was like, and I was so confused. If you watch the stream, you see my face. I was like, I don't even know how to react. I'm happy that I finally got her, but I'm also pissed that I didn't get who I put all the work in for.
Yeah,
I'm like, I don't know how to feel right now. It's like
I just like you being able to experience the characters more, but pulling the game is ass.
The other day, they're like, well, you got the new 4-star, and since you have all that animo stuff, you could go ahead and get him up. I'm like, I refuse to use the shit I banked for Kazuha until his banner is gone, and I know he's not coming home. Then I'll use it, but not until then.
Yeah, even doing the rock garden bonsai, maybe want me like I want to try that. I don't know how you do that. I want to try it. I would love to have a little rock garden bonsai.
I mean, rock garden bonsais they're not really difficult. I mean, it's just what makes it difficult is trying to achieve the vision you're looking for.
Yeah.
It's like, I tried to do a bonsai tree one time. Bro, that shit is way more difficult than clipping a few little leaves to get it to curtain and all, bitch.
Yeah, you need wire. A lot of patience.
Wire, tape, patience. I mean...
Yeah, they were talking about like a rock chiseling to try to get the shape and form you want. I'm like, I never did rock chiseling, but give me a hammer. I'll try it out, smack it. Chisel. There you go. It looks natural now.
Your rock garden's gonna look like your rock bonsai is gonna look like a rock garden in the back of some Asian person's yard. You'll be raking that shit with a comb, making designs because you don't beat everything to dust.
Yeah, true. But I like bonsais. Bonsais are definitely one of my little part-time hobby. I got 2 of them in the I guess you call it the dining room of our home. But I like that you were able to play through the game and you're actually able to play and get to know the characters more. Like it's not just, hey, let's get to know this one person that you will never see again. That's some generic character with generic clothes that really has no impact on the story. But we got to get to know this person now. I want to know more about Kazuha. That's an interesting story. I want to know more about Xingling. I want to know more about Klee. I don't care. I want to know about Klee's mama. That's who I really want to know. So
supposed to know about Klee's mama, the unaging mage.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like woman. You're like, wait. So she's unaging. Is she frozen like old wrinkle, or is she frozen like hot mama?
Yeah.
Because if she's frozen like hot mama, we might. Hey, you're never gonna age. You're never gonna look back. Hey.
Yeah, so I want to know about the characters that we run around with every single day.
She's not some average mage either. Like, no. You know the things she's created, right? You talk to one of them. You play as one of them.
Mm.
I mean, Albedo he was made. Who do you think fucking made him?
True.
There's a reason why Klee calls him Big Brother.
And of course, she's intelligent. She's whimsical. She's going to be put in the game at some point. So I like to get to know more, more of that kind of stories. I don't mind learning about characters in game as long as at some point they come about, right? But I don't want no name, nobody that I'm never going to have any interaction with ever again. I'd rather have an interaction with, I forget to go the fireworks. I'd rather have more interaction with her dad. Because at least I know I'll get more interaction with him in the game in some way, even though you'll never be playable. But like the characters, there's a connection there. Like you can go see the dad every single day. But not no name.
I want to tell you, Yomi's a trippy character too. I mean, I can't wait until they do an event where we get to know her better.
Give me a second. My cat just knocked over my wife's drink. He just knocked over your drink. Because he's a little turd. No, he wasn't thirsty. He was just... Yeah. Our cats like to chew on our little aluminum straws for some reason. And we don't quite understand. I guess maybe seething, but it's still weird. But anyways, so yeah, I'm looking forward to the next storylines. I'm hoping they present more like that when we go to the new zone. And then maybe they bring along... I'm forgetting her name because I'm bad with names. Librarian Lisa. I hope they say, hey, we're going to this new land. Lisa's your guide. Or we're on the way. And Lisa's like, oh, I'm just passing through, trying to go there real quick, get some library, get some books, and then head back. You want me to guide you or something? I don't know. Bullshit it. I don't care.
Guide you, Lisa. Yeah, she can. Yeah,
she can
guide her. Guide.
So, yeah, or keep us in check. I don't care, but as long as it's not some unknown character. But I wouldn't mind if they also did more with that one pharmacist gentleman, the guy with the snake.
I think they're gonna ultimately make him playable.
Yeah, they better make him playable. I don't care. He looks great.
I'm gonna tell you right now too. As soon as he is, you're gonna see a stealthy holic. Because she wants that fucking snake on his shoulders so bad.
I hope they make him like his attacks go with the snake. You know what I'm saying? Like every time he attacks, the snake is like
the snake's his catalyst if he's a maid.
Yeah, make that.
That would be so badass.
Like I don't really mind as long as they make the fighting styles different and unique and feel so like the new character, he just feels so great. He just feels so good, even though he's a Catalyst. I saw this one meme though of showing like Catalyst and Genshin Impact, and it showed Barbara all like singing and like dancing, and showed him in the background just punching a dude on the ground, smiling all the way. I'm like, that's about right.
Yeah. Listen, man, the people flock to Barbara when she sings. You just gotta wait. You'll get your opportunity. Somebody's gonna break the line.
Goodness gracious. He'd be the bodyguard. Okay, so that will be it for this week.
What do you real quick before we get off, what do you think about young D Luke?
Young D Luke is I like him.
Dude, I love that fucking outfit.
I like D Luke to me he's pretty much Batman. And I can't say I don't like Batman. He's Batman. He's rich. He's handsome. He's famous. He's a defender of evildoers. He's Batman.
I mean, but I think that outfit he was wearing when he was younger, that shit was like, if I'd have seen somebody with that on, I'd have already had the predilection as this man's fit to beat my ass.
Yeah. I love the outfit, and I wish you could earn it, but you can't because I saw the event.
You can buy it.
Yeah, that's
earning it by buying it.
But I saw the event just went live like either last night or something like that. So I'm gonna try that out.
Listen to me carefully. I'm gonna give you. This is not no spoilers, but I'm gonna give you a piece of advice. You do not get to select your party after you choose to enter. Do you understand what I'm telling you?
Okay. Choose wisely.
Make damn sure when you go to do the dire side, the hardest level, you take the biggest, baddest, most damage dealing person you can find. Because I'm going to tell you, me and Stealthy both have been into dire, and we have gods at level 90. And this fucker's like, what? You scratched me.
Oh, a challenge? Oh, okay.
Yeah, wait, what? Oh. And the thing is, the whole thing about dire is you have to kill 2 super strong enemies in a time span.
Oh, damn it.
The closest we've come is 1 super strong enemy.
Oh, I get it. Okay. So that's I'll have to figure out maybe what element they are so I can try to Pokemon it up and give reverse.
Elements aren't going to help you, my friend.
Right, so here's the thing. Here's the problem with the game, or not with the game, with that particular thing. You have to trigger one thing first before the strong enemies even appear.
Okay.
So you literally have to figure out 1 how to trigger this specific event fast enough that they show up to give you time to kill them, and 2, you better have eaten your Wheaties, the drank your milk, shot your steroids, whatever you got, and even then, you better hope he's having a good day. Okay.
For example, on that very first one, until you kill the very first one, the second one doesn't appear, and first one has a ton of fucking health, so it takes forever to kill him.
So it's not a shield thing?
No. It is legit. He is beef.
Okay, he's beefy boy. All right, but say
the second one, you have to kill 6 strong enemies, which they're weaker than the first set, but
still got killed.
There's still let me put it this way. It's like going to floor 12 of the Abyss.
Oh, fuck me.
Okay? It's like going to floor 12 multiple times.
Oh God! So unless you're a fucking whale, you might actually have a hell of a time. All right.
Everybody that sat out there and said, "Hey, we need more of a challenge." Fuck you. Okay, they took that shit to heart this time.
Or they went, you know what? The whales are complaining. Let's make them actually have a challenge. Up to 11. Okay. Well, that's gonna be fun. All right. Well, floor 12, you say. Shit. Okay.
I gave it a run for its money, but even then, it's not.
I mean, this is stealthy. You know how she plays. If she's going, I gave it a run for its money, but I still ain't. That's when you go, I need to reevaluate my situation.
And it's not an elemental thing. It's just pure beef.
It's just pure fucking beef.
So, slight spoiler. It's not a big spoiler, if you understand what I'm saying. Okay. You have to use 6 ultimates
to set off this thing.
For the dire one. I'm not talking about the others.
The first little set of it, you're going to be like, oh, this ain't shit. But when you go to do the dire, the hard level, you got to set off 6 ults for that fucker to even show up.
And then, should I tell them what the boss is?
No. Don't tell me surprises.
Just know that when
they're level 95 though. Everything is level 95.
Okay, higher than usual. All right. I think I got some ideas. I just gotta get a good combo with a good ult charger.
Is easy to get there. It's just harder to get there, I guess would be the best way to say, because you have to do melt reactions, 12 of them, to get to the big baddies.
Melt reactions. Okay. So there's actually set goals. All right. Well, okay. But anyways, thank you for all coming today. I hope you had a good time. I know it's not your usual thing, kind of blabbering, but that's our thoughts on things.